Hey, so we're here talking about the experience that we have in these topics. Today, we're going to talk about business banking for startups and small business. So if you are a startup who has been around for a while, or a small business has been around for a while, you have your accountant or you have your bookkeeper, or you just are a badass at managing your finances, then this is not for you. So let's go to point number one. Let's start with that. Banking is not free. One of the things that I hear a lot is from entrepreneurs, hey, what do I get the hookup for this, right? And the hookup, stop looking for the hookups, right? That's not what real businesses do. Now, I'm not saying that you are not to negotiate and get a better deal. Absolutely not, right? I'm not saying that. You should, by all means, negotiate and try to get the best deal. But you should also remember where you are. When you are very small, when you are starting, when you haven't even generated your first dollar in revenue, you don't have a place to go to a bank and say, hey, I want you to, hook me up with free stuff, right? They're going to charge you because, this is a relationship you're starting, right? So banking is not free, and what you put into it is what you're going to get in the future. So if you're always looking for the hookup, if you're always looking for free, if you're always looking for discounted stuff, then more likely that's the kind of clients you're also going to attract. More likely you're not going to grow very well. So we're talking about a relationship that I can grow, I can develop, so when I do grow, then I can go to that specific bank and say, hey, I need financing for this, I need a loan for that, I need a credit card. Give me advice in these different aspects of my financial life. So be very careful. So remember, banking relationships, just like any other relationships, they take time to develop. Time. So very important. Banking is not free. And I'm not here to promote any bank. Ultimately, I've dealt with Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase, and other banks. Ultimately, they all do the same thing. They are in business to make money, and they're going to offer you, there may be one bank that's better than the other at this stage of your business life. And next year you might need a different bank just because this bank is too small to service your future needs, right? So be very aware of that. You sometimes you get too attached to things. Just because my granddaddy and my daddy banked at that bank doesn't mean that I'm going to do that. I'm going to do what's best for my business. So banking is not free, and you should bank wherever you feel comfortable, wherever you feel that bank has the best interest for you and for your business. Point number 2, separate your money. Especially if you're a freelancer, small business, you're not an incorporated business yet, but I've seen this with incorporated businesses that even though they are an LLC or an S or a C corporation, they're still putting all of their money in their personal account, right? And the only reason why they are incorporated is because it's cool to say such and such LLC or such and such incorporated, right? You feel special, right? But that's not why we do it, right? We do it to take advantage of the protections that are out there for LLCs in the state, and also for the tax elections and the tax deductions that I can take advantage of as a S corporation and a C corporation through real tax planning. And later on in another episode, we're going to talk about what that is. But keeping your money separate, right? That's just a habit of being a good business owner. Now, we're not here to say, hey, change your life right now. You should be doing all of this stuff right now, because if you don't do it, you're a bad business owner. But guess what? All of us as business owners have bad habits, and we try to change those habits every single day. One of those is keeping your money, keeping your business and your personal money combined. Guess what? One day you're going to overspend one or the other, and you're not going to be able to supply for either or. So this is very important. As you start to grow, as you begin to open your business and begin to develop those customers and those clients, you want to open a business bank account. Don't do it like your mommy did it. Don't do it like your daddy did it. Do it the way successful businesses do it, right? And what do? We plan ahead. So part of planning ahead means that I'm going to keep my business money on the right and my personal money on the left. If I ever need to make a transaction, then I do it, right? Then I take out of here and put over here, and then I replace it or whatever, but I never keep them together because you never know what's going to happen, right? Number 3, the accounts. Oh, the accounts, very important. One thing that I've told a lot of my accounting customers over the years is keep 3, at a very minimum, keep 3 separate accounts. You have the general account. The general account is the account where all the money is going to come in. You're generating money, you're generating sales, so you are going to need to have that money come into your business account. Remember, not the personal account. So what do? You collect all your money in one account, and then you sit down and you do what's right for your business. Oh, Josh, but I don't have time to do that. I'm too busy. You know how many businesses disappear and died or just don't grow because the owner thinks that the most important thing is to be heads down, coding, developing, or the most important thing is to be, cooking or cutting hair or whatever it is that your business is, and they don't pay attention to the finances. So whenever you need to grow, you need to fulfill a new order, or you need to do something of that nature, or you need to expand, you don't even know what your finances look like. But you want to go to the bank and get a loan. You want to go to this bank and get a loan. And the bank has been telling you for many months, they've been sending you emails and they have been sending you text messages saying, hey, organize yourself, open another bank account. Every time you go there, they try to offer you a credit card or something else so you can keep your business life organized. And you say, no, because I want to run my business the way my mom used to, my dad used to. You can't do that anymore, right? You're not going to be successful that way. You're going to end up working for yourself. Right? There's a lot of people out there who work for themselves and they don't have time for anything. They left the corporate job, they left the morning 9-to-5 job to become employees of themselves. The more I work, the more I am thinking about growing that business so that I can put that business in autopilot and allow it to work for me. So if you have employees, this is a 50-50 thing, right? There's a lot of people out there saying that employees are more important than customers more important than employees. You know what? I look at it as 50-50, right? You need happy employees to service those customers. You need happy customers to pay the salaries for those employees. So it's a 50-50 thing, right? And you're right in the middle. So what do you want to do? You want to open a payroll account. So what? Whenever the money comes in, and this is part of habits, right? Whenever the money comes into the general account, you know that what your payroll is going to be. You move it out. You move it over to the payroll account. And there's a lot of people out there using payroll services. And sometimes the payroll services is great, and they tell you, hey, create a separate account for this so that we can go in there, take the money for payroll and taxes out, and we're not touching your operational accounts. And sometimes they don't do a great job, and they just go into your general account and they just take $7,000, $10,000, whatever amount of money you pay in payroll, and they drain your account. So if you are just starting your business, this is a very good video for you so you can learn these habits now, and a year from now, 2 years from now, you don't run into the situations where you have spent your taxes money and you don't even have money to pay payroll, right? So cool. All right, the last thing is act like the business you want to be. Act like the business you want to be. Why am I saying that? Because a lot of people want to open a business and they want to, when you ask them, hey, what do you want to do with this business? What do you see yourself in the next 20 years? What do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Let's not even go 20. Let's just say 5 years. And they tell you, oh, I want to have 10 stores and I want to have 10 locations and I want to have 100 employees and I want to have $100 million in profit. And I want to be the next Amazon. I want to be the next PayPal. I want to be the next Facebook, right? I want to be the next. Everybody wants to be the next, right? And that's good. You have to think big. I am all for thinking big. But you know what is important when you are thinking big is you want to act like the business you want to be. So you start thinking, okay, if I want to be the next Amazon, what did Jeff Bezos and his partners and his employees and his accountants and what are the steps that he took to get there? If I want to be the next Facebook, I want to be the next big company, I just want to be the next regional big company, I want to make it to 10 million in revenue, or maybe just 1 million in revenue. What are those things that I need to do to get there? And this is very important because a lot of businesses, a lot of entrepreneurs fail to plan. So you got to plan, and banking is part of that, right? Your banking relationships are part of that. So if you're running your business the way our grandparents did it or parents did it, right, then more likely you're going to have a hard time, because the way that we do businesses now is different than the way we used to do business in the 90s and the early 2000s, right? The way we do business today is different than the way we did business 5 years ago. So you want to be very, very, very careful that you are positioning yourself in the right path for growth. So planning for growth, this is planning right here. This is planning, separating your money, creating accounts, creating the right habits to being a successful business owner has a lot to do. And look, habits, the word habits, it's very, very, very hard, right? Any habit, if you have a bad habit, it's really hard to break. If you want to take a new habit, it's really hard to make it into a habit, right? So this is, as I said at the beginning, these are experiences that we have gone through and that we want to share with you so that you don't make that mistake. And if you need more help, contact us. Don't do business like your parents. I don't mean to disrespect anybody. I don't do business like my parents and my uncles and the people that have business in my family, or the friends that I know that have had business for a while. I don't do business like them. I've learned a lot of things from them that make them who they are. But if they decided to stay and do business the way business is done, was done in the 90s, then I don't do that, right? Because then what I have been saying for a very long time is, in today's age, if you do business the way you did business in the 90s or in the early 2000s or 5 years ago, out of 10 customers, 8 customers are not looking for that business anymore. All right, so what do you have? Do you have a business or a gig? And that's how I finish this video, right? You need to make that determination of, what do I have? If I have a business, I'm going to do all of this to make it a successful business. If all I have is a gig, then maybe I can just chill back because I have no plans for this. It'll give me what it'll give me, and as much as it'll give me, and then I don't have to worry about it anymore. But if I want a business, and right now I'm working from home, and I want to move into that location, and in 2 years I want to have 3 locations and 5, 6, 10 employees, and I want to make this X amount of money, and in 5 years I want to be able to kick back a little bit and chill and let the business pay me, and just work on strategy and not so much hands-on, then you're going to implement all of this stuff into your life. This is basic business planning. All right, if you like this video, subscribe to the channel, share it, comment. I want to hear your comments. I want to learn from you as well. Very important, business banking for startups and small businesses. We'll see you next time.